At 82 years old, I've attended more funerals than weddings. I've watched old friends, strong men, vibrant women, people who were once full of life, slowly fade away. And every time I stood beside another casket, I kept asking myself the same quiet question. Why do some people seem to live well into their 90s, while others barely make it past 80? It's not always the big illnesses. It's not always a sudden heart attack or a terrible diagnosis. No. What I've come to learn is that it's often the little things, the quiet, overlooked choices we make after 60, the habits we form, the emotions we ignore, the slow fade of connection, of movement, of purpose. You see, death doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes it just waits, softly, patiently, at the end of routines we no longer question. That might sound dramatic, but I say it because I've lived it. Because I've watched friends I loved lose not just years from their life, but life from their years. And I don't want that for you. Today, I want to walk with you through 5 unexpected reasons why most people struggle to live past 80. 5 things that quietly, almost invisibly shorten the life you're still meant to live. And more importantly, I want to help you recognize them, shift them, and reclaim your time while there's still time. These aren't lectures. This isn't about guilt or fear. It's about awareness. It's about understanding what's really stealing our energy, our strength, our joy. So, we can stop it, one small step at a time. If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, I want more time, but I want it to be good time, then this conversation is for you. And if you're still listening, still with me here at the start of this journey, comment number 1 below. Let me know you're here. Let me know you believe, like I do, that it's never too late to live better, no matter your age. All right, my friend, let's begin. Let's start with the first reason most people struggle to live past 80. It's not about what's on your dinner plate. It's not about how many pills are lined up in your cabinet. It's about something quieter, something many people overlook until it's already taken hold. It's the loss of connection, social isolation, that creeping hollow feeling of being alone, even when you're surrounded by people. We don't talk about this enough, but the truth is, loneliness can be just as dangerous as smoking, high blood pressure, or obesity. Study after study has shown that when older adults become socially disconnected, their risk of early death goes up significantly, not just by a little, by a lot. I saw it firsthand with my friend Henry. Henry and I served in the Navy together. He was strong, funny, and loyal to the bone. After retirement, he settled down with his wife in a quiet little town about an hour from me. We used to exchange letters, then emails. Then, as time went on, the messages slowed. I didn't think much of it. Then one day, I got a call from his daughter. Henry had passed away, not from cancer, not from a stroke, but from what the doctors politely called failure to thrive. After his wife died, Henry withdrew. He stopped going to church, stopped seeing friends, didn't join any senior groups, didn't volunteer. He just stayed home, day after day, week after week. Now, he still had food in the fridge. He still took his meds, but slowly, without realizing it, he stopped talking to people, stopped laughing, stopped looking forward to anything. And when a man stops looking forward, the body starts slowing down too. You see, we are wired for connection. Even if you're the type who says, I'm fine being alone, your heart, your brain, your immune system, all of it thrives when you feel seen, needed, included. That doesn't mean you need a full calendar or a dozen best friends, but it does mean you need someone. You need a reason to pick up the phone, to get dressed, to step out the front door. So here's what I suggest. Start simple. Call one friend a week. Join a book club at your local library. Volunteer at the food pantry. Say yes to that church social, even if you're nervous. Visit the community center. Invite a neighbor over for coffee. Even 15 minutes of genuine conversation can shift something inside you. If getting out feels too hard right now, start with technology. A phone call, a video chat with your grandkids, even writing letters. The format doesn't matter, the connection does. And if you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds like me, please know this. It's never too late to rebuild connection. It may feel uncomfortable at first. You may have to reach out more than you'd like, but trust me, your heart, your health, and your future will thank you. Have you ever felt that kind of loneliness that lingers? The kind that sneaks into your mornings and sits quietly at your dinner table? Comment number 2 if you know what I mean. You're not alone, and you never have to be again. Now, let's talk about something just as critical, something that can quietly chip away at your strength, one motionless day at a time. And that's what happens when we stop moving. Now let's move into the second reason so many people struggle to live past 80. Quite literally, it's the absence of movement. The long hours we spend sitting, the days that go by without a single stretch, a single walk, a single reason to rise from the chair. I know how tempting it can be. After retirement, after the kids have grown, when there's no more office to go to, no more deadlines, the pace of life slows down, and then the body starts slowing with it. But here's what we often forget. The less we move, the less we can move. It's a quiet spiral. You sit too much, your legs get weaker. Your legs get weaker, your balance worsens. Your balance worsens, and then one day, one little fall becomes the turning point that changes everything. Let me tell you about 2 of my oldest friends, Tom and Albert. Tom is 76 this year. Every morning, rain or shine, he puts on his sneakers, grabs a walking stick, and strolls around the block. It's not a race. It's not far. Sometimes he walks just 15-20 minutes, but he does it every day. I always tease him, "What are you training for, Tom?" And he grins and says, "For breakfast." Now Albert, on the other hand, he's 78, sharp mind, great storyteller. But after his knees started acting up, he began staying indoors more. First, it was just the winter, then spring passed, then summer. And by the time fall came around, he'd spent most of the year moving from the bed to the recliner, to the dining table, and back. When I visited Albert recently, I barely recognized him. He'd lost muscle in his arms and legs. He was slower to stand, and his confidence had dropped along with his strength. He told me he'd fallen in the bathroom a month earlier and hadn't told anyone. That fall shook him. But what really shook me was how fast it had all happened. That's the thing. When we stop using our muscles, our bodies assume we don't need them. And slowly, silently, they start letting go. But the good news? We can reverse that. And it doesn't require a gym membership or complicated routines. Start with walking. Just 20 minutes a day. Inside the house, around the block, at the mall, wherever feels safe. If walking isn't possible, try seated leg lifts, gentle stretches, or simply standing every hour and moving your arms and legs. Set a timer if you need to. Every 60 minutes, stand up. Stretch your arms toward the ceiling. Roll your shoulders. Flex your ankles. Remind your body, hey, I'm still here and I still need you. You don't have to do it all at once. You just have to keep moving, consistently, gently, every single day. Because every step you take is a vote for your independence. Every small movement protects your balance, your bones, your ability to keep caring for yourself. And that is priceless. Are you moving enough each day? Even just a little? Comment number 3 if you're someone who still makes it a point to move your body, or if you're ready to start again today. Because coming up next, we're going to talk about something else that sneaks up quietly. The loss of appetite, and how not feeling hungry could be telling you something your body needs you to hear. Now let's talk about something that surprised me when I first learned about it. It's not dramatic. It doesn't make headlines, but it silently steals strength from so many older adults every single day. I'm talking about the loss of appetite, and how, as we age, many of us simply stop feeling hungry. Now that might sound harmless at first. Some folks even think it's a blessing. I'm saving money, they'll joke. Or, I don't need much these days. But here's the problem. When the feeling of hunger fades, nutrition often fades with it. And that quiet shift can lead to something very dangerous, what doctors call silent malnutrition. Let me tell you a story. My old neighbor, Mrs. Garrett, was one of the sharpest, sweetest ladies on the block. always had a smile, always had a story. But over the course of a year, she began to change. At first, it was subtle. Her clothes looked a little looser. She moved a bit slower. She stayed home more. One day, I stopped by to check in on her. We sat at her kitchen table and I noticed her fridge was nearly empty. Just a couple of yogurts, a half-open carton of milk, and a few eggs. When I asked if she was eating enough, she just waved it off and said, "Oh, I'm not really hungry these days. I just nibble here and there. I don't need much." But over time, her energy declined. She started missing church, skipped her weekly bingo nights, and eventually, her daughter had to move her into assisted living because she simply didn't have the strength to care for herself anymore. No big disease, no accident, just slowly, silently. Her body gave out because it wasn't being nourished. You see, as we age, a lot of things affect our appetite. Medications, a slower metabolism, changes in taste and smell, even emotional factors like grief or loneliness. And when those things combine, our brain stops sending the hunger signals the way it used to. We start skipping meals, eating less, and losing key nutrients, especially protein, calcium, and vitamins that keep our bones, muscles, and immune system strong. So what can you do? First, don't wait to feel hungry. Instead, eat by schedule, not by appetite. 3 small meals a day, with healthy snacks in between, is often better than waiting for one big meal that never feels appealing. Second, focus on nutrient-dense foods. Things like eggs, Greek yogurt, nut butters, oatmeal, beans, leafy greens, and soft-cooked vegetables. Even a simple smoothie made with milk, banana, peanut butter, and a bit of protein powder can do wonders when chewing or appetite is an issue. And don't be afraid to add flavor. Use herbs, spices, a drizzle of olive oil. Make your food something you want to eat, not something you just tolerate. If cooking feels like too much, prepare meals in batches. Freeze small portions. Keep easy-to-heat soups, soft fruits, and nourishing snacks on hand. Eating well doesn't have to be complicated, but it does need to be consistent, because your body, even now, is still building, still repairing, still fighting for you. But it can't do that on an empty tank. Have you or someone you know lost interest in food with age? Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I'm just not hungry," more often than you used to? Comment number 4 if that sounds familiar. Let's talk about it, because this is a silent danger that doesn't have to be part of our aging story. Now, up next, let's turn to something just as quiet, just as overlooked, but just as essential to staying alive and well beyond 80. Sleep, and why what happens during the night may matter even more than what happens during the day. Now, let's talk about something that seems so simple, so natural, that most people never think twice about it. Sleep, or more accurately, the lack of it. You'd be surprised how many folks over 60 are quietly running on fumes, sleeping too little, sleeping at the wrong times, or thinking poor sleep is just part of getting old. But here's the truth. Your body never stops needing quality rest. In fact, after 70, sleep may be more important than ever. It affects your heart, your brain, your mood, your immune system, even your balance and memory. I want to tell you about my friend Joe. Joe's 81 now, a proud man. Worked hard his whole life, barely took sick days. He used to say, "Sleep is for the lazy. I'll rest when I'm dead." He'd stay up past midnight watching the news, then rise by 5 a.m. like clockwork. No naps, no breaks, just caffeine and willpower. But over time, Joe started slowing down. Not just physically, but mentally too. He'd forget things mid-sentence. His blood pressure rose. And one afternoon, just after lunch, Joe collapsed in his living room. He had suffered a mild stroke. Thankfully, he survived, but it changed everything. When the doctors ran tests, nothing extreme stood out, except one thing: chronic sleep deprivation. Years of short nights, no rest, and stress had taken a toll on his cardiovascular system. The brain and the heart need rest, and Joe's had been running on empty for years. That story stuck with me, because we often treat sleep like it's optional, like it's something we can sacrifice to get more done, to stay up late to pass the time. But the truth is, sleep is not a luxury, it's maintenance. It's the time when your brain clears out toxins, when your muscles repair, when your heart slows and resets, when your emotions balance themselves out. Without enough of it, even the healthiest diet and the best exercise can't keep your body going. So what can you do? First, set a bedtime and stick to it. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Our internal clocks need rhythm, especially as we age. Second, unplug. Turn off the TV, the phone, the tablet, at least an hour before bed. Blue light from screens confuses your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Third, watch what you eat and drink. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Be cautious with alcohol. It may make you sleepy at first, but disrupts deep sleep later. Don't eat heavy meals right before bed. And finally, respect your bedroom. Make it cool, dark, and quiet. Use your bed only for sleep, not for watching TV or scrolling endlessly. Train your body to associate that space with true rest. If you wake up often in the night or feel tired even after sleeping, talk to your doctor. There may be underlying issues worth exploring, like sleep apnea, which is far more common in older adults than most people realize. Remember this: a tired body will fail you faster than an old one ever will. Give yourself the rest you've earned. Your heart, your mind, and your spirit will thank you. What time do you usually sleep? And does it feel restful? Comment number 5 if you've been struggling too. There's no shame in admitting it. In fact, acknowledging it might be the first step towards sleeping and living better. Now let's move to the final piece of this quiet puzzle. Something many people never name, but it plays a huge role in whether or not we thrive after 80. And that's waking up each day with a reason to keep going, a sense of purpose. And now, we come to the final reason, one that may be the most invisible, but perhaps the most powerful of all. Reason number 5, the loss of purpose. See, there's something that happens after retirement, or after the kids are grown, or after we've lost someone we love deeply. The roles we once held, worker, parent, partner, provider, they begin to fade. And if we're not careful, we start to believe the dangerous lie that we're no longer needed, that our best contributions are behind us, that we're just here. But here's the thing: humans don't survive on food and water alone. We survive on meaning. We need to wake up with a reason, something to care about, something to do, something or someone to show up for. I'll never forget my Uncle Roy. He was a strong man, built houses with his bare hands, worked into his 70s. He loved routine. Woke up early, read the newspaper front to back, fix things around the house, grilled on weekends. But after he retired, things started changing. At first, he enjoyed the rest. He watched more TV, took longer naps, and said, "I've earned this." And he had. But when his grandkids got older and didn't come around as much, when his wife passed, when the calls slowed and the days grew quieter, he stopped doing even the small things. No more gardening, no more cooking. He stopped shaving every day. He started sleeping until noon, sitting for hours in front of the TV. He didn't seem sad exactly, just hollow. Over time, he lost weight, lost strength, and eventually lost his spark. When he passed, it wasn't because of one illness. It was because something inside him had already given up. And that stayed with me, because I realized losing purpose is like a slow, invisible leak in the soul. You don't see it at first, but it drains you, quietly, deeply, completely. The good news is we can get that sense of purpose back. It doesn't have to be big. You don't need to launch a foundation or write a book, though you could. Sometimes it's as simple as caring for a houseplant, or journaling every morning, volunteering once a week, cooking for a neighbor, teaching a grandchild how to bake bread, starting a small project just because it brings you joy. One of my favorite things I ever heard was this: purpose doesn't have to change the world. It just has to change your morning. Ask yourself, what's one thing you can look forward to today? What's one small act of love you can offer someone else? What's one thing you used to enjoy that you might try again? And if nothing comes to mind, that's okay. Just keep asking, keep listening. The answer will come, because your life still matters. Your presence still matters. Every breath you take is a chance to add something good to the world. Don't let anyone or any season of life convince you otherwise. Do you still wake up with a sense of purpose? If yes, share it with me. If not, maybe today's the day you start looking for it again. Comment number 6 and tell me what lights you up, or what you want to light you up again. Now take a deep breath with me. We've walked through 5 reasons many people struggle to live past 80, but we've also talked about 5 ways to fight back, gently, consistently, meaningfully. Up next, let's bring it all home, because it's never too late to live longer, better, and with your whole heart still in it. So, here we are. We've walked through 5 quiet, powerful reasons why many older folks struggle to live past 80. And not because of dramatic illness or sudden tragedy, but because of small, silent choices that add up over time. Losing connection, stopping movement, eating less without realizing it, sleeping poorly, or not at all, and waking up without a reason to keep going. These things don't make headlines. They don't always show up in blood tests, but they matter. They chip away at our strength, our resilience, and our will to live, one quiet day at a time. And here's the truth. You deserve better than that. You deserve more than survival. You deserve vitality, joy, purpose. You deserve to wake up with a reason, move with confidence, eat with delight, sleep in peace, and feel connected to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. It's never too late to make changes. You don't need to run marathons, eat kale at every meal, or meditate on a mountain. You just need to move a little more. Call someone you love, eat with intention, rest with care, and find one thing, just one, that makes you feel like you again. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. Your story isn't over, not even close. And if this episode sparks something in you, some reflection, some memory, some hope, please take a moment to leave a comment and tell me what it was. Which one of these truths hit home for you? Which step are you ready to take? Because you never know, your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Thank you, truly, for spending this time with me, for listening, for being open, for caring enough about your life to want more of it. Until next time, take care of your heart, take care of your body, but most of all, take care of your spirit. Because living past 80 isn't just possible, it's beautiful if you choose to live it well.